I've been sitting with this for a while, and honestly, part of me feels really nervous to share this with you. For the longest time, I didn't have the confidence to even think I could take on something like this, but after spending time reflecting on where I'm at in my journey, I feel like now is the time. From starting my fitness journey, making lots of mistakes, going through a lot of different phases, fat loss, muscle building, body recomposition, I've really learned so much along the way. I feel like my marathon training really sparked something in me. It was the first time I truly committed to something that changed my life in so many ways. The discipline and sacrifice involved in that process transformed me more than just my body. It reshaped my entire mindset. Over the past 6 months, I've also been on a deeper journey of connecting with myself through journaling and meditating. I've become much more in tune with my actual inner thoughts, my goals, and what truly matters to me. This self-reflection has helped me break through a lot of mental barriers and realised what has really held me back in the past. It's allowed me to understand myself better and align my actions with my intentions. What's interesting is how we often put things like this off for so long. Running a marathon, for example, is often something we have on our bucket list that we just never get round to do. We tell ourselves, I'll do it next week, I'll start next month, or when I feel more ready. But the truth is that time never really comes along unless we actually choose to make it happen. For a long time, this goal was just in the back of my mind. I then kind of talked myself out of it, and I thought about trying high rocks, CrossFit, or entering a triathlon. But I realised this year that my love for the gym truly came back. It's been this constant lingering thought, something I've always wanted to try but never fully thought I could commit to. What draws me in is the growth that comes from discipline and pushing new limits. That's why I wanted to test myself early this year to see how I'd handle a new challenge by doing something like my fat loss phase and be completely sure that I was ready to commit to a new goal. I've come to realise that with every challenge, whether it was the marathon or any other milestone, I was actually the one that used to hold myself back because I didn't truly believe I could really do hard things. This journey is about mental growth. It's about proving to myself and hopefully to you that we are all capable of pushing past what we think are our limits. That's really what this Reinvention Diaries is about. It's showing you that you can reinvent yourself as many times as you need. You don't have to fit yourself into one category or stay in one lane forever. Whether it's bodybuilding, running a marathon, or any other challenge like quitting your job, starting a new job, sending that email, sending that text message, the real growth comes from the commitment and discipline to just truly get out of that comfort zone. And that's why I'm doing this. I want to learn from this process and share every lesson with you. Whatever challenge you're facing, I want you to know that you can break through your limits and you're capable of more than you ever imagined. This has been the year that I learned so much about myself, which has definitely stemmed the idea of being able to do something like this, which is compete in my first ever bikini bodybuilding show. Off the back of my marathon, I kind of always had in my mind, like, I want to set another goal. Like, this has been the year as well. I've learned so much about myself and like the power of having a clear goal. It turns you into a totally different person because you have to be disciplined and organised with your time. That was something that I struggled with for so long. You also have to have a lot more understanding around your nutrition and make sure you're fueling your body right. And I also did a cut over the summer months just to kind of lock in and make sure like this was definitely something that I could do and that wouldn't totally just be unattainable, should we say. So you most probably already know that bodybuilding is a sport and discipline that's focused on developing and sculpting the body's muscles through resistance training, nutrition, and then of course your workout program. And the goal is to achieve an aesthetic physique with maximum muscle definition, symmetry, and overall conditioning, aiming to reach peak physical condition by reducing body fat whilst maintaining as much muscle mass, and then showcasing their physique on stage in front of judges who score them based on muscle size, proportion, symmetry, and then also your overall presentation, which is another element that I love. So that is like your posing, and there's so much that goes into that, and I've really enjoyed that side of things as well. In bodybuilding, you're obviously going through your training, you're following and being structured with your nutrition, and then manipulating factors like water intake to achieve a stage ready look. What I've loved so far is it's not just been about building muscle, but also mastering mental focus and balance between physical and personal life. And then these competitions are typically typically divided into different categories depending on the level of muscle development and obviously your unique goals. So I've gone with the bikini division. This is actually the least muscular out of them all. There are other ones like figure and wellness that have got more muscle mass and whatnot. I was also living a very similar lifestyle, as you already know anyway, but I definitely liked a lot of accountability, so I wanted to make sure I fully enjoyed the process of having everything in place to be able to do something like this, and also make sure that I've got a really healthy relationship with food, able to put in consistent work and got a good positive mindset. So bodybuilding has been something that I've taken like very seriously. It's not just about the physical side, but you're also pushing yourself so much mentally and even socially. So with the goal being to reach like peak physical condition, build as much muscle, maintain as much muscle, and then obviously you're presenting that. So I've been determined to make sure I could get to that point. And the biggest takeaway I want you to take away from me doing this, reinvention isn't about doing what's expected or staying in your comfort zone. It's about stepping into the unknown, even when you're unsure how others will perceive it. Now is our time to step into reinventing ourselves and just showing up as the person that you actually want to become, like living, breathing her now rather than putting it to next week, waiting for that fresh start, because it never comes around. And I feel like I had a solid year where I was sitting and living in a place where I was just delaying because I thought now's not the time, I'm not quite ready. And it's just dawned on me, I feel like a lot, what is it that we're waiting for? Like, no one's coming to save us, it's only ourselves. This is getting very deep indeed, but I feel like it does need to be said, and it's been a lot of what I've learned over this past year, so I can't wait to take you on this journey. I'm just making a yogurt bowl. I did have some lunch, and I actually had my first bikini, what's it called? Not posing appointment. First bikini quote. It wasn't really a quote, it was a fitting, but it was over video call, so I had to put a tape measure up my butt crack. I just thought to myself, the lovely girl who was doing the bikini fitting, I was like, oh my god, she must do this so many times a day. It's been such a process, like there's a lot that goes into this. So you need your bikini suit, which is like a custom fit. It fits your body and is the most flattering, and then there's all the different types of crystals, jewels, colours to choose from. Then there's your tan to think about. So I honestly never knew how much a difference, you know, like certain shapes make certain band sizes, band widths, the rise of your bikini bottoms, like who knew? There was a V-shaped one, so if you've got like a longer torso, I guess that looks nicer or is more flattering, and then you've got like a smoother line. And then there's your colour. I'm still kind of torn. I've picked a colour. I feel like you might be able to guess what it is. I don't know if I've made the right decision. I think I've got 48 hours to make a decision, so that's on my mind. I just didn't know there was so much that goes into it, honestly. That's something poster. Something. Oh my gosh, I feel like I need to put this in my suitcase if I go back home anytime soon. It's 0% protein yogurt. There's no flavourings or anything in it, but it's lovely. I'd say it's better than fire. Honey, honey, honey. This is a real actual honey as well, which I'm quite liking. So we are just driving for a massage, and let me tell you, this massage has been cancelled. I think this is the 5th time, because we've been all gas lately, as in I feel like we haven't had much time for ourselves, or like we've been pouring into ourselves, whether it's stepping or working with new projects, and we finally decided we're not going to cancel this one, although we nearly did. We're driving, it's like half an hour away, and it's the windiest road. We've not actually been over to it. It's called Denyer, if you know this area. We normally come here for frozen yogurts. How times have changed. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to just zoning out, and with this prep, this is one thing that I'm taking super seriously, which is my sleep and recovery, because that is such a big part of any fitness goal, and the minute you neglect that, it just kind of throws everything off, doesn't it? So last week when we were travelling, I found it really hard to keep my sleep because we flew on a later flight, and it threw me off for a few days. Let me flip you around, it's really cool. Wow. Mason and I actually got the ferry from here to Ibiza. It was only like 3 or 4 hours, and we took the hire car that we went over in a couple of years ago. I think that's the last time that we've kind of been here properly. It's a really clear day actually. I have a little bit of tightness in my mid-back, so I'm hoping that this will sort me out a little bit. But I haven't actually gone for many sports massages recently, because a lot of the work obviously you can do from stretching, you know, in sort of tighter areas. But the amount of thinking I do in these massages, or I just feel like it's one of the only times where I can totally switch off from everything, and I'm really craving that. Like, other than my meditations and when I'm doing my journaling, I feel like this is a really nice time to just disconnect. Really powerful. So it's not only good for just improving your blood flow and relaxation, I think it's good for so many other things. Look at this road. Look what we're driving on. Gosh, they could have just made this a little bit wider. Oh God, to zone out. Okay, I usually like a deep massage. Like, I like someone really getting in there, but I feel like I've been in 10 rounds with Mike Tyson after that. We also did some stretching at the end of this massage, and you know when you just like, I feel like I'm just about to snap. It was giving those vibes. Mason was on the bed next to me as well, so it was just even funny. I was like, oh gosh, please don't break my back. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait for the next few ones. If there's anything you'd like to know more of, or if you want me to continue with this reinvention diaries, do let me know in the comments down below. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here and supporting me, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.